All right, folks. This is a big old week right here. Let me tell you. Um, Stocks are gonna be doing some crazy things. This next few days it's. I mean, whew. You get about a slow week, and then you get a week like this that is going to be action packed. I cannot wait. So, big news coming out Wednesday: CPI report. Basically, what the stock market's waiting for. It's the biggest thing. It is peak. FOMC is one thing. FOMC, we kind of expect things to happen, so it usually rips. CPI, we expect inflation. We don't know how bad. It's usually, if it's worse than we think, we dump, obviously. But even if it's as bad as we think or better than we think, it's still really bad. So it's a very odd catalyst. And ironically, what has the stock market been doing leading into it? It has been kind of ripping. Today we got the red day. We got the first actually red day in a minute. I mean, it's been almost a full week since we've had a seriously red day like this. So, kind of just a slowdown. This is the market we're in. We were in a market where you bought the dip. Now we're in the market where you sell the rip. So we ripped up. I shorted it yesterday or on Friday. Made a nice little profit on AMD. So I'll talk about that first. We made about 90 on that. Unfortunate. I sold way too early. Should have been like 140 or whatever. We ripped up. I thought we were going to go fill the gap. I can't tell you how many times something's gapped down, and I sit there and I'm like, should I sell? Should I sell? And it rips up, fills the gap, and then all my gains are gone. So I took my gains. It would have gone a lot more, but then we climbed. It was super slow today. So we first dump off. We dump off on SPY, and then look at this chop. I mean, this is pre-CPI chop right here. Just nothing. Look at SPY. Just literally nothing. You could take 0 trades right here, which I did. I just turned my computer off. I left. I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to try to trade this. I come back later today. SPY's ripping. SPY's ripping. Right here, 386, hard rejection of this level. Look at that, right there by the gap. SPY almost wanted to go fill the gap. The market said no. So that's a key level right there to watch. This 386 range right here, that is huge because we got a hard rejection off of that. We dumped off of that so hard. But AMD made a nice trade on that. Next trade I took was a SPY put. I still have NASDAQ puts. I have 2 of them. I averaged down. I'm down a little bit on those, about 40%. I'm fine with those going to 0. Honestly, in this market, if I lose money to the downside, I'm like, it's all right. I hedge myself. We're in a downtrend. It's a smart thing to do. If you do the smart thing, more often than not, you'll make money. So I have NASDAQ puts, but I'm looking at SPY, and based on the system, every time you break this 50 moving average on the 30-minute chart, usually it continues to the downside. So I'm taking a put. I'm going to try the strategy. Usually it works. You can tell when it broke there, it kept going down. Where we broke there, kept going down. I've said it a million times. I mean, this strategy is pretty legit. Broke right there, just dumped. I mean, if you would have shorted SPY right there, you would have caught the top. It just goes straight down. So grabbed a put on that. I'm still holding those. We're down like 60 on those. No big deal. I think we're gonna go down. I think we'll just continue to go down this whole week. But if we get a green day tomorrow, I might buy another one. If we get a mega red day tomorrow, I might take profit on that. I'm still holding the Nasdaq puts. Those are like 250. So I'm swinging for the fences on that. It's in August. We got like a month and a half on those. So um, held the SPY put. So I saw SPY approach the gap. I grabbed myself a call because I'm all in puts, so I hedged myself with a call. We lost 28 bucks on that, 28 buckaroonies. I bought a call right here. Looked like we were going to fill the gap. We get this perfect like tweezer top on the 15-minute. That's a hardcore reversal candle pattern right there. So I sold the call, take a tiny little loss. No big deal. Um, let's see what I buy that at. 1.88. Yep, took a $29 loss on that. No big deal. Couldn't care less. Qualcomm. So this was really too easy on Qualcomm. I mean, just textbook. We dump on Qualcomm. We come up, come up, come up. Wait for support to break. Support breaks. Grab a put, and we dump. So I grabbed a Qualcomm put at $266. Sold it for $330. Nice little gainer on there. So let's see on the day. What do we do? What do we do on the day? Let's see. Trade history. Open that. So we sold AMD for a 68. That was like a $78. No. 68 plus 15. The 73, 83. So $83 gainer on AMD put, plus the 74 $74 on that. So then minus this, so like yeah, 130, $140 a day, not bad. I'll take it. Start the day green, easy, just an easy setup. I'm glad. If I would have sat here this entire morning, I know I just would have gotten destroyed. I would have seen this on Qualcomm, grab a call, what's it do? Chop sideways for like an hour, 2 hours straight basically until it finally gets a leg up. So I waited. See a hard break on that. The volume, it was kind of non-existent, so it was a little risky, but I'm just like, there's no reason for the market to go up today. Um, and we just dumped. So, just took a few plays. But, anyways, back to the big news. It's going to be a huge week for the stock market. On Wednesday, we have CPI data. It's everything. It's what the stock market is going to sit around and wait for. It will probably chop like crazy tomorrow. I would not be shocked at all. It might not even be a day where I will watch, but it might be a day where I don't take a single trade, and I am okay with that because why would I trade in a market that is hard to trade when I know a market that's hard to trade that has zero trend? I know there's going to be no trend. There's no way we just dump tomorrow. The market's going to wait to dump on terrible news. So why would I try to trade on a day where there's going to be no trend when I know there is a day where there will be a trend? That's just my logic going into it, and yeah, that's the big news. So let's see if I can actually find expectations. Oh, okay. So 8.6% was the rate for May. Um, I believe they're expecting 8.8%. Can I find expectations, please, God? Oh my God. This is why I should look this up. All right, so yeah, okay. So we're looking at 8.8 with headline CPI being 1.1 month over month. So that will be a new high. That is expected. We're expected to have a higher inflation, meaning inflation has not peaked. We know that gas prices have dropped this last week, or not this last week. This like previous month, earlier here in July. So that won't affect June CPI. So, hey, I'm thinking next CPI report is going to be really good. I think it's going to show maybe like an 8.2% with gas dropping. That's huge for inflation. It is monstrous for inflation. But that didn't happen in June. It didn't really go up that much in June. So I think it's just the general trend has still been increasing inflation. So we're looking at 8.8. If we get 9%, goodbye, SPY, bye bye. It's not gonna be good. I think we'd see SPY. I mean, SPY could dump over the next week all the way past 360. We could see 350 off of that. That would be terrible. But it's really just a who knows. I think it's just going to come in right at expectations. I doubt we'll get the 9%. We know they cook these numbers anyway, but 8.8%, that's 1.1% inflation over the month of June. Just think about that. Annualized rate, that is 13.3%, right? 13.2, I think. Yeah, 13.2. So that's really bad. And I mean, that's the name of the game, inflation, the magical word, the word that everyone says every single day when they're trading stocks. It sucks, but that is the Super Bowl of stocks that comes every month. This is the market we're in. We sit and wait and see how bad inflation has gotten, and that's the big one. Otherwise, we have some really big earnings. This is the start of earnings season. We have J.P. Morgan earnings on Thursday. So, I mean, we're setting up for a big old 1-2 punch. This is JP Morgan, the biggest bank, the biggest consumer bank. This is huge. They show us a lot about the consumer. It shows us how many people are defaulting on loans. They give us all these things, defaulting on loans, credit cards, everything. That's why I mean, God, let's look at, that's why during recession, bank stocks just get obliterated. Look at JP Morgan. I mean, it's just been getting hammered, just forming new lows constantly. So, it could be not so bad. It could be better than expected, which would be bullish. But if they have bad earnings with bad CPI data, that 1-2 punch is going to be so bad for the market. I mean, it's going to be crazy bad. No joke. This ain't no joke, folks. So that is a big one to watch out for. And it's crazy. We get CPI one day, which could be terrible and will probably tank the market. So that comes before market open on Wednesday. And then JP Morgan their earnings are before the market open on the day after, Thursday. And then Friday, we have another big bank, Wells Fargo, and they're a huge mortgage lender. So JP Morgan tells us a lot about the consumer, how much they're borrowing, how much they're defaulting on loans. Then we have Wells Fargo that tells us about the mortgage industry, which if that's weak, that's also terrible for the market. Same with Morgan Stanley. They also have earnings on Thursday as well. So we're getting just and Citigroup on Friday. So we're getting just all the bank earnings basically until Bank of America, three of the big four bank earnings. So this could be a just ass red blood red, just ass bleeding week. It's gonna be crazy. I think the fact that SPY has been ripping into this week is very obvious what's gonna happen next. I mean, come on, dude. How many times do I sit here and I watch SPY dump down to 30 RSI on the daily? It dumps, it bounces, then it dumps, then we bounce. Oh, look what it did last CPI. Hey, it ripped into CPI, then it chopped for like 8 days. Complete dump from SPY 414 straight down to 362, dude. Just no mercy at all. And now what do we get? We get a rip. We get another rip in the CPI. Jeez, folks, you tell me. I don't know. I mean, sheesh, I don't know. It looks a little sus to me. But I will be watching for this huge, big ol' level up here. We gotta break this level if we have any hope of going to the upside. I'm not cheering for downside. I'm never gonna be that guy. Um, I'm cheering to make money. I have money to the downside. If my downside puts get destroyed because the market rips, and that's all right. I mean, we're just in a terrible bear market. Inflation is bad, so it just seems like a no-brainer. And usually, sometimes in the market, you're like, hey, everyone's bearish. Now's the time to go bullish. That has not worked this entire year. So I'm going to do what has been working until it doesn't anymore. And look at this. Whoa, I'm just seeing this now. Look at SPY. Look where SPY dumped to on Friday and then ripped off of. And then look where SPY ripped up to today and dumped off of. This is a huge level. Now we know this is a monster level right here. So any hope to the upside have to break that level. And SPY could rip off of 383 tomorrow. Could, but we're not sure. We don't really know. But it's a huge week this week. It's crazy, folks. Stocks are gonna do some crazy things. We're gonna see some. I believe we're going to see some jaw dropping red days ahead, and I hate to see it, but here I am in puts, and I'm just trying to make money, folks. So that's where I'm at. Looking around at other stocks, I mean, I expect Amazon. They're an inflation name. They don't like inflation. They look like they are about to break for the next leg lower. Amazon with that head and shoulders over here that completely reversed. I mean, that's what happens in this market. When you're already in a downtrend and you see a head and shoulders, it is there to smoke retail, which I almost got smoked on it. If I went full puts on there, I would have gotten absolutely smoked. Like, a lot of people grab puts right here thinking we're just going to break and continue down, and it just bounced hard as hell. So I'm going to be watching Amazon super closely. Going to be watching Qualcomm very closely. I think it's at resistance right now. It's at the top of this channel where it bounced off of last time, it's bounced off of this channel a few times, honestly. But gonna watch that to the downside. Another consumer stock. Micron, same kind of thing. AMD, of course. I'm liking AMD recently, but I was happy with what I did today. I mean, the S&P gave us, this was Friday, just a very clear head and shoulders, head, shoulder, shoulder, big old gap down, broke neckline, and just dumped. So, uh, don't expect much for tomorrow. Wednesday, whew, Wednesday is gonna, I'm excited. I'm excited. Um, Let's see what happens, though, folks. Keep your eyes and ears open. I would, if you're going long, I would consider hedging yourself with puts. I'm not telling you absolutely the market's going down. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying there is no way inflation has gone down in the month of June. There's literally no chance of that. Maybe, but I'm just saying. We know that oil prices leads to inflation. When oil prices are high, inflation is high. So just keep that in mind. Oil didn't go down at all in June. It's gone down at the start of this month, so that's not going to be factored in. Maybe in August when we get our CPI report for July, you can say, hey, oil prices went down, and I will be there with you. I think we'll get better inflation numbers in August. But now we are maybe going to see the peak, but we're going to see increased inflation, and yeah, that means a more aggressive Fed. So yeah, that's all I got for you, folks. Just keep your eyes open. Be safe out there. I'll see you guys later.